Well, good morning, everyone. I wanted to give you an update. We really did not get rain yesterday. I mean, we got enough rain, a little sprinkle, that it barely wet the grass, the dead grass. The ground really didn't get wet at all. Um, Out there at that rock garden under the tree, it was dry as a bone. There was not even enough rain that came through the trees, the limbs, to get the ground wet in that rock garden. It stayed dry. So my son, that's down south of me, he said they really got a good downpour for about an hour and they were supposed to get more. Uh, like I said, we got some rain, but it was not enough. It didn't get the ground wet. My yard, right after it quit raining, was basically as dry as it is right now. Little buddy's out here walking around with me. He's making good use of this cooler temperature, and I need to be doing that too. I need to start that bedroom floor. But my poor rose bushes, look, I've tried to water them. It doesn't do any good. Because these type of rose bushes, the roots go really deep. And you can't water them enough to get water down to their roots. Now, I mean, some of them will survive. The ones that the stems are still green, even though the leaves are brown. If we get rain, I mean, we didn't get enough rain to get to the roots to even water these plants. So, I just don't know. I mean, some of my plants are still growing. My tomato plants, some of my pepper plants have survived. And like I said, my Swiss chard, it always survives as long as you give it water. I mean, I harvested a bunch of it the other day, so it's coming back. And there was my winter squash that I had replanted. I mean, it's growing, but it's, that one's looking kind of puny. It's not as pretty and green as it was when it first came up. So I don't know. And I've got some of my seeds that are coming up there that I've replanted. And over here. And I've got some that I replanted here. Right there. I've got seeds come up here that I've replanted. That I don't know if it was a squash or zucchini or what it was I planted there. I was disgusted when I replanted and I didn't mark it this time. But I think that's a winter squash and maybe a yellow squash. I'm not sure. And there's one that's come up that's looking okay. And there, I think there's two of them right there. And my basil. But this tub here gets a little bit too hot on this corner. So next spring when I replant, I'm going to move these, I think. Or at least this one, I'm going to move it down so I can get it to the other end. So it'll be more in the shade in the afternoon and not in the hot sun. There's a little bit of water in my bucket, so I'm watering my plant with it. And like I said, it's supposed to be like 98 today. It's not going to be in the triple digits, so it won't be quite as bad as it has been. But it's still going to be bad enough. I mean, I don't know why I bother to water that. Everything's dead except the purslane that's come up in it. I got a watermelon vine that survived. I don't know how much longer it'll survive, but it's surviving right now. So, Uh-oh. This is something I've got to fix. And I didn't notice it yesterday when I was out here. I don't know if you can see. Well, I can't see it. Let me flip it back and turn it. This cord that I put on here, it got so hot from the sun, it's just dry rotted from the sun. Look at that. So I'm going to have to get another cord and replace that cord and put it on here. I didn't bring any out here with me. You know what? I need to go get some and take care of that right now. Because you never know when the wind's going to get up. Sorry, y'all. It took me a minute to gather my stuff up. And I'm going to put wire on it this time instead of this cord. Because you can see what happens to this cord. It just... whew. Get enough of this wire off, it won't... it won't fray like that. And it won't dry rot. It might get hot, but it'll be there when the wind blows. Because the wind did get up at one time yesterday before that little bit of rain hit. But it didn't last long. And I need tie downs least at each corner of this thing. I'm surprised it didn't do any more damage. But it looks like I'm going to have to put another wire to the other corner over there because it's getting frayed too. It's going to be broke loose pretty soon. Okay. Well, what is happening here? Now, let's see if we can do something with this. Bring it down and put it under this rock. Wrap it around it, put it that way. Well, it needs to be turned this way. Actually needs to be turned again. Well, another piece off of here. If I can find the end. not cooperate. Whew. Sweating, y'all. Well, that might hold it. And they'll have to drag the rock to move it, so. Whew. Let's go over here and look at this. Well, I need to cut this. There's something to be so dry rotted. I can't cut it with these. There, I got it that time. Oh well, I'll have to come out here with something else to cut it. Go over here and check this other one. And it's still holding, but it has totally frayed. Look at that. Yeah, maybe I can do that with that one. Cut it with the very tip. Yep, got it with the very tip of it. wrap my wire right around the rock. Probably really need to turn it the other way. Oh, Lord. I got sweat going in my eyes. I can't see what I'm doing. It's bad when you got so much sweat in your face you can't see what you're doing, or in your eyes. Whew. I left that way too long. Whew. I can't see y'all. Sweat's in my eyes. Get sweat in your eyes, you can't see what you're doing. There. That should hold it there. I need to go get a pair of scissors and cut all that off. Get rid of it. But it's something when you got to rely on rocks to weight stuff down. But you can't put nothing in the ground. Whew. Y'all, I can't do anything out here when I'm sweating so bad. Sweat's filling my eyes and I can't see what I'm doing. You see, that's how intense the sun is. Got a rock here that I just need to go get scissors. I can't cut this stuff with these pliers. Not this stuff, I can't. Whew. Little buddy, that's too hot. Here, I went ahead and cut that one off. So I can get that out of here. I got that piece of wire to work with. Go cut this one at the other corner. Whew. Yeah, I knew I was going to have to do this because I had already replaced one of them, the corners, with wire. See how dry rotted that is from the sun? I mean, there's nothing left to it. Not when the sun hits it. Whew. My God Almighty. Oh. Whew. I can't see, y'all. I can't keep the sweat out of my eyes and it burns. Whew. I didn't think it was going to be this bad out here. And I wasn't expecting to do this when I came out. So, Thank goodness for wire. It's not going to dry rot like this other stuff does. I hadn't come out here with the intentions of doing this, but oh well. Stranger things have happened, I guess. Whew. Oh. Thank goodness for that little bit of breeze. A little bit of stuff that's left up there is blowing in my face. Whew. Whew. You never know what you're going to end up doing in your garden. That's for sure. I had planned on starting my bedroom floor this morning, but not working out that way. Let's see if we can tighten up this one. Just have to move it back a bit. And that'll tighten it up enough, I guess. But I've now got lead wires at all 4 corner posts of this shade cloth canopy, which hasn't really done any good because it's been too extremely hot. When it's that extremely hot, I don't think anything does any good. But I'll come back and, No need not picking it up now, I guess. Yeah, your best bet if you're going to put any kind of a canopy down and you need to stake it out, don't use any of this stuff like this to stake it with, because the sun will just destroy it. I mean, look what it did to this. But see, I mean, we didn't really get any rain. All my pots are dry. They're extremely dry because they didn't get enough rain to even wet the dirt. So I'll be out here watering later today when it cools off. It's too hot to do it right now. But see, my tomato plant that I had such high hopes for in the tower here is still alive, but it's turning all brown. My basil is surviving. Look at the basil. The basil up there. And I got a couple of pepper plants that are doing all right, but I don't have much hope for them. And I need to take one day and come out here and clean this greenhouse out and take off the plastic so I can get something done with that. It needs to be recovered. Put a little rock or something on that to keep it from blowing away. Because the wind is blowing a little today, which feels good. If you've got anything that's kind of loose in your yard, it's going to blow it away. For sure. And that pepper plant there's still growing, but I don't know if it'll be producing anything. And see how these reacted after I moved them in the shade and have kept water on them. They're looking pretty good. So next year I'm going to rearrange my garden. I'm going to move most of my pots back over on this side of the yard where the trees are. Move all of the pink totes over this way before I ever plant in them again, you know, for the springtime. So that's my plan anyway. But the tomato plants, they struggle even in the shade because they just don't like the extreme heat. If it's 109 degrees out, the shade doesn't even help. So that's where we're at right now on the garden. The pepper plants there are doing okay so far. My walking onions are starting to come up. I don't know if you can see that in there, but they're coming up. There's one right there. So I've got that's 2 buckets of walking onions. And I got to get this bucket set up right here. Something blew it over. But I've got those 2 buckets of walking onions that I've planted. I got my first tub of walking onions right there that have been coming up every year that I've been getting my seed onions off of. I've got that pot of walking onions that have come up. You can see them. I got this pot of walking onions, and I need to get some more water on them, but they're starting to come up. See right there, there's a little green poking up. I thought I had another one over here, but I guess maybe I don't. But I've got that one, the green pot, the one out there I just showed you, and my 2 buckets and my tub that have walking onions in them. So from my first original tub of walking onions, I've got 4 more pots of walking onions planted, plus I gave some to my son, enough that he can plant a pretty good sized pot of walking onions if he wants to. So that's pretty much it till I get out here and start watering. I mean, see, my Swiss chard right here has survived so far as long as I keep it watered. I keep harvesting it. That's why it's cut back so. Because I eat Swiss chard. I love it. And it's good for you. But I got that issue taken care of that I didn't expect to run into this morning. On the tie downs for each corner post of my canopy. So hopefully the wind's not going to blow that away. I got something coming up there. I don't know what. I don't know if it's another flower. And I can't see it. It's in the middle of the pot. But that's the update on the garden issue for right now. If we'd have got just a really good downpour yesterday, it would have meant so much to this garden. It would have revived the tomato plants. Everything else that was growing, it would have done wonders for my... I'm sorry, I got my hands full, and I'm trying to get the tripod set up. And little buddy's over here at the door wanting in. But I just wanted to give you a little update. We didn't get enough rain yesterday to amount to anything, so it didn't help. It just cooled the temperatures off, which was great. But as far as watering anything in the yard, it didn't help at all because we didn't get enough rain. So with that, I want to wish you a good day. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye now.